This is Sob Jim.
Is that so? Who?
Sob and Mem Sob Croft. He's an assistant district commissioner.
I don't remember that name. Must be somebody new.
He is, Sob. Very new. What's more, he made it very clear he wishes to see you immediately.
In that case, we better not keep him waiting. I'll race you back to camp, Skipper.
Do stop charging up and down so, Neil. It's not going to bring this jungle Jim here any faster.
Senseless delay. How I hate it. If he doesn't get here in the next 5 minutes, I'll... Get away! Get away from me! Catherine, don't be infantile. I'm looking for a guide named Jungle Jim. I don't suppose you can tell me where I can find him.
You found him. I'm Jungle Jim.
Oh. Well, my name's Croft. Neil Croft. I'm a new assistant commissioner for this district.
Glad to know you, Mr. Croft.
My wife, Catherine.
And you. My son, Skipper. What can we do for you?
My superior, the district commissioner, suggested I look you up. I understand you're good friends.
That's right.
I've got to reach a native tribe called the Maku as quickly as possible. He said you'd know where they're located.
I do. Their village is up near Naivasha.
Right where I thought they'd be. Well, I want you to guide us there. How soon can we get started?
Us?
Mrs. Croft and me.
Nothing doing.
What do you mean?
It's a rough trek. Too rugged for a woman.
Perhaps you're unaware that paragraph 4, section 9 of the Book of Government Rules and Regulations states, licensed guides shall place their services at the disposal of any government official when such services are required on government affairs.
I know the regulations.
Then you'll be good enough to comply with it.
You'll have to get yourself another guide.
Neil.
I'll handle this, Captain. There's more to the regulation, you know. Failure to comply with this regulation without good cause may result in the guide losing his license.
You can still count me out.
Jungle Jim, wait a minute.
Please, Catherine, keep out of this.
But don't you see, Neil? He's only refusing to guide us because of the danger to me.
I'll look after you.
I know you can, dear, but I'd be much more comfortable if I stayed here at the camp. That is, if I may stay here.
Sure, Mrs. Croft. Skipper and Kaseem will take good care of you.
Then it's settled. If you don't mind, Neil, I would prefer it this way.
Well, as you wish, my dear. Now, how soon can we start?
As soon as I get some clothes on. By the way, that regulation only mentions government officials, not their wives. What's this visit to the Makus about? You didn't say.
Oh, it's a government matter.
Secret?
No, but the disclosure of unclassified government material is left to the discretion of the individual official. That's in Section 8 of the Book of Rules and Regulations.
You're pretty well up on that book of rules and regulations, aren't you?
It's my job to be.
I thought your job was to help the natives.
Jim, I've got to take a breather. How much further?
We're almost there.
That blasted monkey! Tamba!
It's a bomb.
A half-ton blockbuster aerial bomb, to be exact. I should know. I've handled my share of them in the war. Who are those people?
The Makus, the tribe you're looking for.
Ah, just as I thought. Tell them I wish to speak to their chief.
Okay. Jambo, Kuatu, Alto, Kamo, Piano, Abobatsu. Their chief will be along in a minute. Is there any chance of that thing blowing up?
Of course. It's a miracle it hasn't long before this. How close is their village?
About 100 yards. You don't seem very surprised about finding this bomb here. How come?
Well, it's the reason for my visit.
What?
Yes, the government's heard rumors of its existence for some time. It was jettisoned by a pilot low on fuel during the war. Now, to safeguard these natives, it's got to be destroyed. Well, where is the chief? I want to get on with it.
Here he comes now. Jumbo, Chief Batsu.
Jumbo, Jungle Jim.
This is Buana Croft from the District Commissioner's office.
Jumbo, Buana Croft.
I've got bad news for you. Totem is not an egg, it's a bomb.
Bomb?
Something that'll explode. Bring death to you and your people.
No, Jungle Jim. Totem not bring death. Totem make Maku strong, powerful. Other tribes come, see Totem. Respect Maku.
Now, what's the point of all this time-wasting palaver? Now, see here, Batsu. That thing's a menace to your village. It's got to be destroyed, blown up. And it's going to be done safely. So, I want you and your people out of this village. I want them out of here in half an hour. Do you understand?
No, Buana Croft. This is tribe land of our fathers. Maku not leave and you not touch Totem. Batsu say, Totem taboo.
Are you defying me, you stubborn old fool? Give me my gun.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to show him who gives orders here. Orders that, according to the rules on public safety, I have a right to give. Now, you going to hand over my gun or not?
Not on your life. I value mine if you don't yours.
Batsu, this is an official order. You and your people are to move out of this area immediately.
Maku never leaves.
Where are you going, Croft?
Back to your place, the shortwave for troops. If Batsu won't leave under orders, he'll leave under force of arms.
The Makus are my friends. You're not going to use my radio to call in troops against them?
As a government official, I have the right to use any means of communication in an emergency, private or otherwise. You'll find that rule under section...
Never mind a chapter and verse.
If troops come, Jungle Jim, my tribe, other tribes fight them. Many will die.
Now, that's fine, Colonel. I'll meet them just outside the Maku's village first thing tomorrow morning. Just make sure they're fully armed. Over and clear.
You're making a mistake, Croft. You're going to have a native uprising on your hands.
Oh, nonsense. One look at our troops, and Batsu and his tribe will melt away into the jungle. Then we can detonate the bomb safely.
Croft, you're going to need this.
There's going to be trouble, isn't it, Dad?
I'm afraid so, son. And mighty bad.
Care for some butter, Mrs. Croft?
Thank you, Skipper.
Skipper show you around the camp?
Oh, yes, he was wonderful. He showed me all the animals. We went swimming in the river.
She's a real good swimmer.
Not half as good as you. You should have seen him, Neil. He was just like a little seal.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised.
Neil said there was trouble today.
Not as much as there's going to be.
But Neil's only doing this for the tribe's own good, Jungle Jim. You wouldn't want Batsu and his people blown up, would you?
No, but I don't want them shut up either. Along with a lot of other people.
Nobody's going to be shot if they do as they're told.
But that's just it, Mr. Croft. Dad says the Maku love their land and their totem, and they'll fight a whole army to keep both.
Well, your father's entitled to his opinion, young man. I prefer mine.
Mrs. Croft, didn't you tell me this afternoon that you worked in a munitions plant during the war?
Why, yes, Skipper. Why?
Well, I was just thinking, maybe you know of some way of fixing the bomb so it couldn't go off. That way the Makus could keep it and they wouldn't have to move.
Well, there is a way to de-arm bombs, yes, by taking the fuse out. But Neil's the expert. He worked in a munitions disposal unit. Is there a way to de-arm this one, Neil?
Perhaps. But I'm not going to risk my neck finding out. My unit suffered 80% casualties. Does that answer the question?
I don't know whether it would or not.
What's that?
Drum talk. An outlying tribe has seen the troops. They're just passing the news along.
I've had enough of this. I'm not staying in this house another minute. Now collect your things, Catherine. We're making camp in the jungle.
Gosh, Dad, camping in the jungle on a night like this, they're liable to get hurt.
Kaseem, follow them and stand guard.
They've stopped drumming, Dad. What do you suppose it means?
I wish I knew. Kaseem, you all right?
What happened?
There's a saying, if Krishna did not occasionally wish we mortals to be taken unawares, he would have put eyes in the back of our heads. That was it, Jim. From behind.
We better take a look at that.
It's nothing. I have far worse news to report.
The Crofts?
They've been abducted.
No wonder the drums have stopped.
The Makus. I've come for Bwana Croft and his wife. I know they're here, Patsu.
They're here, and they stay here. No harm come to them if troops not cross river into Maku land.
You let them go if the troops are turned back?
Patsu promised.
Okay, let me talk to them. Only Bwana Croft can order the troops south. Take me to him.
Shamagura.
Are you all right, Mrs. Croft?
You must have put up a pretty good fight.
Not half the fight I'm going to put up. Abducting a government official is a grave offense, Batsu. As you'll learn to your sorrow when my wife and I are released.
You won't be released unless the troops are turned back.
Now, don't be ridiculous. I'm counting on the troops to free us.
Not a chance. You, your wife, and all of us will be dead 2 minutes after they cross the river. And it won't be just us. The life of every man, woman, and child in the district is at stake.
Well, their lives will be on Batsu's head, not mine. Why didn't he move his tribe out when I ordered him to?
Because his tribeland means more to him than orders. Write a message to the troops, Croft. Kaseem and Skipper can still get it to them in time.
For all our sakes, Neil, turn the troops back.
No. The rules and regulations...
Oh, bother the rules and regulations, Neil. We haven't got time for that now.
Catherine.
It looks like there's just one thing left to do, and that's what Skipper suggested last night. Try to de-arm the bomb. Once we can do that, the Macroos and the troops will have nothing to battle about.
You're right. If it can be done before the troops cross the river. But who'll do it?
I will, if you will help me. It takes two people.
Catherine, I forbid you to go anywhere near that bomb. Do you understand?
Neil, this is one time I'm afraid I'm going to have to disobey you.
But you're liable to be blown to bits.
I know that, but it's only one life, or two, against hundreds.
You must be insane.
If you had a heart instead of a book of rules and regulations, you'd know better.
You keep out of this. I'm speaking to my wife.
Holy Toledo, look!
Why'd they bring it here?
So troops not flying. Keep safe.
It's ticking. The mechanism must have jammed when the bomb was dropped. Moving it must have freed it.
How long before it explodes?
I can tell you that. Any minute. The only thing left to do now is run for it, all of us.
Get your people out of the village right away.
No, Lana, Jim. Marco not leave. Marco stay.
Still game to try de-arming this thing?
Yes.
Listen to that noise, Batu. It's an evil spirit come to drive you and your people out of this village.
You get rid of evil spirit, Jungle Jim? So tribe can stay in village?
We'll try, yes.
Balataya.
Skipper, you and Kaseem go with us.
But, Dad...
Don't argue. Get them out of here as far as you can.
Yes, sir.
Batsu, stay.
Where do we start?
With the fuse. It has to be unscrewed.
Yeah. Let me do that. You better go.
I'm staying here with you.
Debate it later. Let's get on with it.
Slowly now. These delayed action bombs are tricky. The firing pin's on a tension spring. If that slips... There it is.
That it?
That's it.
It's Skipper. He and Kaseem have stopped the troops at the river. But how?
I wrote out the order and asked him to deliver it. Okay, dear. Well, you've taught me a lesson, Jungle Jim. One that's not in the book of rules and regulations. I'll make a better civil servant for learning it. Thanks.
You're a pretty good pupil. Don't worry about your baggage. I'll have Kaseem bring it down to the landing.
Thanks, Jungle Jim.
All right.
Goodbye.
Bye.